It's Brittany and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me for another video. I'm really excited about this one because, as many of you know, the Super Bowl is coming up really quickly, and I know that we're all starting to think about what we're going to serve on the big game day. And I've come up with 3 amazing recipes that are fun new twist on some football classics. So the first recipe that I'm going to share today is an alternative to a classic chili, and my spin on it is a chicken corn chowder. So still a lot of nice Southwestern flavors, but just different, and it's still very easy to make yourself a bowl and sit in front of the TV and enjoy. And the fun part about it is you can top it with so many different things. So if you're having a party, you can put together a topping bar, cheese, sour cream, cilantro, bacon. There's so many options. So that's what we're gonna get started with today, but make sure that you stick through the entire video because I have 2 other amazing recipes that I wanna share with y'all that are fun twist on other football food classics. And to be honest, not the biggest football fan, but I'm all about the football food. So I'm so excited to start cooking and share all these recipes with you guys. Before we get cooking, I quickly wanted to take a moment to welcome anyone who is new. My name is Brittany and my channel is focused on grocery hauls and cooking content. So if those are areas that you are interested in, I would love if you stuck around and joined my YouTube family and hit that subscribe button. And if you're not new, thank you so much for coming back. I'm so excited to share these recipes with you guys. So I think with that, we should get started. So the best part about this recipe is it's a slow cooker recipe. So we're literally dumping ingredients and then we're gonna get on with our day, which if you are hosting a party, that's like the best kind of recipe, right, that you could be working on because it allows you to do other things to prepare for your party while your food is cooking. So I'm gonna show you guys what ingredients you're gonna need for this recipe. You're gonna need chicken breast. The recipe calls for about 2 pounds. I'm gonna use 2 chicken breasts that I thawed out from our freezer. You're gonna need a bunch of spices. You're gonna need cumin. You're gonna need chili powder. You're gonna need paprika, and you're also gonna need minced garlic. You can use fresh. I'm just gonna use the jarred garlic. You're gonna need heavy cream or half and half. You're gonna need a can of green chilies, a can of beans. The recipe calls for black beans. And then you're gonna need cream style corn. You're gonna need 2 cans. The jalapeno is optional. I made this recipe once before and it was amazing, but we both felt like it could use a little bit of spice. So I'm probably gonna add about half this jalapeno directly to the slow cooker and then save the rest of it for topping our soup. And then you're also gonna need cheese. The recipe calls for Monterey Jack cheese and Colby Jack cheese. I'm gonna sub pepper jack cheese, again, just to make it a little spicier. You're gonna need chicken broth. I think the recipe calls for about 1 cup. Again, I'm gonna link the recipe below. It's not my own recipe. It's from the blog Chelsea's Apron. So I'll have that in the link so you guys can pull up the exact measurements and everything. And then finally, you're gonna need roasted corn. You can either use a can of roasted corn, or if you have a Trader Joe's near you, they have this amazing frozen roasted corn that I always have on hand. So that's what we're gonna be using today. And of course, you need a slow cooker because this is a slow cooker recipe, although you definitely could make it without the slow cooker. If you have like a Dutch oven or just a regular pot, you could totally make it on the stove. sprinkled the chicken breast. I did lay in the bottom of the slow cooker. I did spray the pan with some cooking spray before I put the chicken in, just to make sure nothing sticks to the bottom. But everything's looking good. I did forget to add the jalapenos at first, so I chopped those up and I sprinkled those on top. You can see them there. If you're adding the jalapeno, just a friendly reminder, make sure you either wear gloves or just don't touch your face or eyes while you're chopping, because I've done that before. Don't recommend, obviously. And I did de-seed them, so I split them in half and then took out the ribs and the seeds of the jalapeno, because if you leave those in, it's going to be super, super spicy. So what I'm going to do is, you can either cook this on high for 3 to 4 hours, or you can cook it on low for 4 to 6 hours. So I'm going to cook it on low because it is still pretty early in the day. And then once it's done, we're just going to shred up the chicken in the chowder, and then we're going to add all the yummy cheese and heavy cream to make it thick and creamy. So I will check in with you guys later once this is finished cooking. The cheese and chicken is shredded and in the crock pot, and this is pretty much done. So the very last step is, the recipe calls for you to add 2 cups of either heavy cream or half and half. I found that for my preference, because I do like this soup to be pretty thick, I don't want to add 2 cups because it's going to make it pretty liquidy. So I just prefer 1 cup, and also 2 cups of heavy cream is a lot of heavy cream. That's a lot of calories. So we already have cheese in here, so I'm just going to add some half and half. And actually, I'm just going to add this much so far and see if I want to add any extra and see what the texture's like. Because you don't want it to be too milky. And that was about half a cup. And honestly, I feel like that's perfect. So I think I'm just going to do half a cup. And then I'm just going to get our toppings out. We're going to do cilantro, bacon, and avocado. And maybe a little bit of sour cream too. And then we also have hot sauce if it needs a little extra spice. You can also see how much this made. So this is definitely, like, what the recipe calls for is definitely enough to serve at a party. And look at how thick and creamy this is. It smells amazing. And here is our chicken corn chowder all ready to go with all of our delicious toppings. It smells so good, and I cannot wait to dig in. I'm about to make our second Super Bowl party food, and I'm really excited for this recipe. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm obsessed with buffalo sauce. I've had an obsession and a deep love with buffalo sauce for a long time, but I feel like my obsession really blossomed in college, and ever since. I love anything with buffalo sauce. Buffalo chicken is my jam, and is a Super Bowl party really complete if you don't have some sort of buffalo chicken? I feel like primarily the most popular would probably be buffalo chicken dip, and also buffalo chicken wings, right? Staple. So let's change things up, right? So today I'm bringing you buffalo chicken crescent ring. Some of you guys, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but my mom used to make taco ring growing up, which basically is just taco meat and then you stuff it in crescent rolls, and it's in the shape of a ring, hence the name. So this is like my spin on it with buffalo chicken. I found a recipe that I'll link below for you guys so you can reference that. Kind of putting my own spin on it, adding some extra cheeses that aren't in the recipe. But what I've done so far is I've put 2 chicken breasts in a crock pot with buffalo sauce that I had cooking for 8 hours on low. You can really make as much chicken as you want. Just keep in mind that like you need to stuff it in the crescent roll. I'm kind of just winging it, so I hope this is enough chicken to fill the crescent ring. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and prep that. We're gonna get the oven preheated. The ingredients are very, very simple. You just need chicken. You need buffalo sauce. You also could use like canned chicken if you wanted, or rotisserie chicken, to like cut out the crock pot prep time. But that's what I had on hand, was just chicken breast. So I just threw it in there, and it's not that much extra work. You need a half a block of cream cheese. You need a cheese of your choice to sprinkle in the mixture. I'm probably gonna use like Colby Jack and maybe some blue cheese crumbles. And then yeah, we're just gonna kind of assemble it and then bake it, and then it's all done. Super easy.
Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready? Let me be honest, I don't know one single thing that I haven't done to make you notice me. Let me be real here. When I see you, my heart starts racing, but I don't know if I like this chasing and playing and waiting around. It's a shame that my hands start shaking all of the time when you're around me. But this time, girl, I know what's bothering me. I need somebody to love. Oh, nah, 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 nah. Don't you see what's wrong with me? I need somebody to love. Oh, oh, nah, nah. I don't know what I could say to convince you to hang around when you don't have to. There's so much that I'm still keeping to myself, 'cause you don't listen, babe. But still you got me missing you. When I see you, my heart starts racing, but I don't know if I like this chasing and playing and waiting around. It's a shame that my hands start shaking all of the time when you're around me.
My camera is literally about to die, but it turned out really nicely. And I only baked it for like 20 minutes at 375. It said 20 to 25 minutes, but at 20 it was already turning golden brown. The crust is definitely cooked through all the way. And on the side, I did make a really quick and easy way to make blue cheese. I actually learned about this technique from HelloFresh. So your base is sour cream, and then you can just add in some pre-made blue cheese dressing to give it that blue cheesy flavor, and then add in blue cheese crumbles to that. We are here for our final recipe. I'm tired, guys. It's Friday. It's been a long week, and to be honest, I really don't feel like cooking. But luckily, tonight's recipe is super, super simple. And again, this is gonna be a good recipe if you guys are planning a party. Doesn't take much time, and you can prep this ahead of time, and you can put it in the slow cooker just on warm to keep it warm. It includes minimal ingredients. It's really cheap to make. And honestly, this is a recipe that you can make any night of the week. Again, this is probably gonna take us a maximum amount of time of like 15-20 minutes. We are making cheeseburger sloppy joes. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a huge fan of sloppy joes, but I think I'm gonna like these ones since it's kind of a twist on cheeseburgers, and it's all cheeseburger ingredients, which I love. This is a new recipe. I've not tried it before, which I feel like is a little risky, but I have a good feeling about it, and we're just gonna try it together, and I'll let you know how it is. So let me show you what ingredients you're gonna need to make this recipe. Here is everything you're gonna need. Really, really simple ingredients, also very inexpensive. This would make a perfect weeknight dinner as well. So you're gonna need hamburger buns. These are my favorite brioche buns from Aldi. You're gonna need a cheese of your choice. The recipe calls for sharp cheddar slices, but you could use whatever cheese you want, and of course you could eat it without cheese if you prefer that. You're gonna need mustard and ketchup. You're gonna need garlic. The recipe calls for minced garlic, but I'm just gonna use garlic powder today. You're gonna need some chopped onion, and then you're gonna need salt and pepper, and then you're gonna need ground beef. Now, I'll link the recipe below. The recipe I'm using calls for 2 pounds of ground beef, but it's just Derek and I, so I'm just gonna half the recipe. So I'm just using the 1 pound, and then on the side, because it's Friday and YOLO, we're gonna have tater tots. We're just making our lives real simple and easy tonight.
When I see you, my heart starts racing, but I don't know if I like this chasing and playing and waiting around. It's a shame that my hands start shaking all of the time when you're around me. But this time, girl, I know what's bothering me. I need somebody to love. Oh, nah, 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 nah. Don't you see what's wrong with me? I need somebody to love. Oh, oh, nah, nah. God, I'm sick of this waiting. You got me going crazy tonight. So why don't you come on over and be my somebody to love? Somebody to love, somebody to love, somebody. I need somebody, I need somebody to love. I need somebody, I need somebody,
Verdict on the sloppy joes were phenomenal. And like, I'm shocked because like I said, I'm not a huge fan of sloppy joes, but it tasted like a delicious cheeseburger and it was so freaking easy. I just can't believe how that took such little time and it tasted so good. I realized after the fact that I omitted Worcestershire sauce. The recipe called for it and I had it. I just completely forgot about it. So the next time I make that, I'll include that and see if that makes a difference. But honestly, without it, it was really, really good. I definitely think it's worth serving at a party. I think it would be a crowd pleaser. I especially think if you wanted to do it slider style, you could get the Hawaiian rolls, slice those in half so that you have like smaller sandwiches you can serve. But I'm gonna be honest, like I'm probably gonna add that to my rotation of meals that we like make on a regular basis because it's just so convenient. Derek ate 2 sandwiches. I went up for like an extra serving of meat. So delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video because if you can't tell, I look exhausted because I am exhausted. I was just like watching that back and I'm like, oh Lord, I look so tired, but I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching and making it all the way to the end. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel, and if you enjoyed this content, I would love if you subscribed and joined my YouTube family. And join me next week for my next video. I'm going to be doing an Aldi haul, which is going to be super fun. But I hope you enjoy these recipes and hopefully one of them can make it into your Super Bowl lineup of party foods. If you do make one of these recipes, please leave a comment below and let me know how you liked it. And until next time, guys, bye.